This is the Power Platform Daily Brief from CRM Audio for Friday, April 5th, 2019. What you need to know about the Power Platform today in 10 minutes or less. I'm Brad Kuntz. Today, as part of our Friday Power Conversation, we'll talk to Matthew Anderson. Matthew is the host of the Prodcast, which is also on the CRM Audio Network. You also might remember him from some guest appearances that he's done on some of the other podcasts on this network. All right, Matthew Anderson, happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday indeed. Excited for the weekend.
Well, good. Thanks for sitting down for the Friday Power Conversation.
100%.
We got a couple of news items from this week we wanted to touch on. The Tuesday spring release announcements was here this week. It was big. A lot of different and exciting announcements coming to all of the platforms that kind of make up the Power Platform, or what we're calling the Power Platform these days. Out of all of the big announcements from Tuesday, what are you most excited about?
Yeah, a couple of things that are really high points for me. Simple one in the visual designer, that canvas designer for Power Apps, being able to reuse components in different screens is a huge enabling capability. I'm super stoked about bringing that into the Power Apps that I'm working with. And the other one is more broad. It's just how much AI is infused throughout the entire release, whether it's a formalized product or AI kind of doing its thing in the background to bring, other capabilities to the best they can be.
Yeah, absolutely. The AI stuff is super exciting. And just to tell you, if it tells you anything about me and how boring I am, I think being a former AX/F&O consultant, I was really excited about catch weight. So that was that was pretty exciting, and it's always kind of been a pain point there. So a whole lot of great announcements coming out of that. So I'm sure it's going to take us a couple weeks to unpack all that. Your hometown, Minnie, I think you've got a big basketball tournament this week.
Yeah, a little something called the NCAA tournament this weekend, and people have been pouring in by the masses. That's really exciting. Good buzz going in town right now.
So do you have plans to go down there? You're gonna make your way through the crowds and see some basketball?
So I tried to get tickets through a pre-sale. It didn't end up working out for me. Mostly I'm just gonna meet up with friends who are in town for the game that I wouldn't normally see, do that, and then watch the games probably at home with my dad.
That's great. That's fantastic. Next question, what is your favorite XRM toolbox tool?
Favorite XRM toolbox tool is the Advanced Chart Designer, Brad. The ability to create powerful, useful charts through that previously you just couldn't touch with the out-of-the-box chart designer, and otherwise you're trying to manually update XML. While I can do some of that, I don't want to live that way.
Right.
So
right.
that's my favorite.
You're not about that lifestyle. Understand. Understand. Next question. What is your favorite travel technology?
Oh, that would have to be the Hutu TripMate, model number TM05 is the one that I'm rolling with right now. Okay. It is part traveling external battery to recharge my phone or my tablet. It is part portable Wi-Fi repeater, so I can connect to a Wi-Fi network and set up my own personal wireless, which is great for demo situations. Then the third thing is it has a converter from a network cable to be able to push out a Wi-Fi network. So if all I have is a plug to work with, I can still set up a Wi-Fi network wherever I am, hotel room, customer site, any of that.
That's great. I'm not familiar with that, but I'll have to look into that. That's fantastic. And I'll put the link to that in the show notes so that listeners can check it out. What book are you reading right now?
Currently, I'm reading a fun one. It's called Armada by Ernest Cline, who wrote Ready Player One.
Are you paper or digital book guy?
I'm primarily a paper guy. If I can have the physical book, I like the sense of progress that I make there versus the progress I see on my Kindle. Right.
That makes sense. And you can be like Bill Gates and get onto a plane with a giant duffel bag full of books. I always like that visual when I hear about the way that he used to travel. So, next question: low code, no code, or code?
Let's go low code for that one. I thought I might be a developer one day, realized that wasn't for me, but I like having a little more capability than most of the no code.
Great. Kintoso or AdventureWorks?
None of the above. For me, I use Anchorhead. That's my own personal Kintoso.
Oh, you've got your own personal Kintoso. That's fantastic. Productivity hack.
Best mobile productivity hack would have to be Trello. I've been on so many different task and project management apps. That one has really come to the surface as the best of the best, and I can also extend it with the Power Platform.
Fantastic. And the best family life hack that you have?
Well, we switched over to YouTube TV about 1.5 years ago, and it's been the best decision ever. Extending that, we got a physical set-top Roku device that we hooked up to the TV to make it easier for the grandparents to be able to turn on the TV and use YouTube TV. So that combo has been great.
And that adoption has taken place. The grandparents are okay. They don't have to call you when they're there, when you're not there.
The Roku is the piece that makes it so easy. They get a simple remote with, power, one click to go to YouTube TV, and then it's just like using the channel guide on a cable box.
That's fantastic. Next segment is called Buy or Sell.
Okay.
So Microsoft taking off April Fools this year. Buy or sell?
Buy.
Buy. You like that?
I like it. Takes the pressure off, Brad.
Did you happen to check out any of the other tech company April Fool's jokes out there?
Yeah, so I wasn't really paying attention to them this year. I had a ton going on this week, though. There's one classic one that I absolutely love going back. It's like a decade ago at this point. Think Geek, they're like a online retailer of geeky goods, put out a Tauntaun sleeping bag. So from Star Wars Empire, open up the Tauntaun, you've got the guts inside. They turned it into a real product after people were so excited about the concept of it as an April Fool's joke.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I love those. My favorite, and I did mention this in an earlier daily this week, was a few years ago when Google and Gmail and Google Docs announced that Kintoso had actually switched off of Microsoft Office. So I thought that was some real insider humor there. It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Buy or sell, the Adobe Microsoft SAP announcement of the Open Data Initiative?
Buy. Huge buy for me.
Huge buy.
That's the backdrop for a lot of the work that I've been doing with the Health Life Science team here at Microsoft with the Health Accelerator. The work that's being done there is foundational to the extensions to the common data model and the types of experiences that we're teeing up for our clients. So thanks for the ability to get that plug in.
Good. Absolutely. It does seem very interesting, and I'm certainly going to look forward to seeing how that plays out in the wild. So buy or sell HoloLens 2?
I want to buy, but I don't know that I'm going to be getting one anytime soon. No, every report I've heard on them is that it's magical. And I've had an opportunity to use the HoloLens 1 before. I think that's pretty cool. So maybe I'll end up getting one of those when somebody sheds it for their HoloLens 2.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, last question, and this might be the hardest. Buy or sell Minnesota Twins?
Oh, can I respond? Go Gophers. No, I gotta buy the Twinks. Let's have some hope going into the season here.
There's always hope, Matthew. There's always hope. Thanks again, Matthew. Have a great weekend and enjoy some basketball.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks. Bye-bye.